In this video, I'm going to be unboxing the Bosch Orbital Sander model ROS65VC-5. Coming up next. What's going on, folks? Kendall here with Renos for Pros and Joes, helping you simplify the renovation and remodeling process. On this channel, we do renovation tip and strategy videos, as well as hands-on product tool and gear reviews. So if you're interested in renovation, remodeling, repair, maintenance, or real estate, then subscribe, because this channel and this content is for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing a Bosch Orbital Sander, and this is the model ROS65VC-5. And before we go any further, I want to take a moment to commemorate the channel passing the 1,000 subscriber mark. So this is a huge milestone in the development of this channel, and I wanted to thank everyone who has watched the video, especially those who have subscribed and left comments and liked videos and things like that. Could not have done it without you all. And there will be a specific 1,000 subscribers video coming up very soon, so I don't think I'm getting off light with that. So let me give you the quick rundown of the format for today's video. I'm going to start by unboxing the sander, then I'm going to give you my background with sanding, as well as what sanders I already have, and then I'm going to explain why I purchased this sander in particular. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I do have notes today. I'm going to get those out of the way so that we can go ahead and jump into this. Get my knife out here. Let's go ahead and unbox this. So this came in the mail just a couple of days ago, and I am anxious to see what's in the box here. Big box. And you can see it's really well packed here. Let me just kind of be careful with the way that I open it up here. Don't want to cut anything that's inside. So got that. And there it is. So that's what it looks like. So let's keep going here. So you can see that the box has never been opened. It's got these two neat seals on here to let you know that the box has never been opened. So I'm gonna flip this. We're gonna just quickly cut through these and take this bad boy out of the box here. So go there. There it is. And so what do we have in here? We've got our large canister here that comes in there. This is going to be for dust collection. Let's see how that works. So let's take that off and see how that works. So that you take that apart. This is the filter here. Pretty substantial filter. And then that's the canister there that it goes inside of. So we've got that piece of it. Let's set that to the side. Then we have a handle. So this is the secondary handle that goes on the front of the sander if you're going to be trying to sand something that is going to be more heavy duty. Before I pull that out, let's see what we've got here. Okay, and so this is going to be the cuff to attach your vacuum hose. Let's go ahead and pull this thing out of here. All right, so here we go. So this is what the sander looks like here. And there's your model number there, ROS65VC. Hope that's what I said earlier. The cord on this thing is 12 feet long, if I'm not mistaken, and it has a high speed capacity or maximum speed of 1200 RPMs. So we set that off to the side. See if there's any type of nifty tools in here. There's some type of bolt that goes in here. I'm assuming that's for that handle on the front. And then we've got the manual there. And then there's an Allen wrench here, I'm assuming, to tighten that down on there. So let's slide this box out of the way here and take a closer look at this. So here we have the sander. We flip it around to the back here. We can see that I guess this goes on. See, does it screw on or does it just pop on? So it's got to go on this way. Let's see if this actually comes off. Nope. And I'm looking at it and it's just ribbed, and this one's ribbed too, so it's not threaded. So I guess you would just have to slide it on there. So it's on there. And then I'm assuming that this can come off, but I guess this is for our cuff for our vacuum. So you can hook up your vacuum hose directly to this and you're good to go. It doesn't look like this piece attaches on here with this. I believe this is gonna go on here directly. So let's take that. That is a really tight fit there. And so this is the one that you see in the pictures. And it just slides on. And if you can see there, it's kind of got a little indentation so that it fits on here snugly. So we got it like that. And now we're good to go. Large filter there. And this is where that nose piece goes on right here. If you choose to put it on there here, you can do that really quickly here. I believe that's that side down. There we go, it's assembled. So while I've got this sander out, let's kind of go through some of the more basic features on the sander itself. So this is the 5-inch version. It does come in a 6-inch version. It's basically identical to this, only this pad here is 6 inches. Same motor, same specs and everything. And so when we flip this one over, you can see that these are the controls here on the side, and it starts down at a 1 and goes all the way up to a 6. That's gonna be your highest speed setting there. You've also got the trigger here to engage the sander. And then on this side, you have a lock to be able to pull the trigger and push it in place, and that should help keep it locked so that you don't have to constantly pull the trigger. If you're gonna be doing a project where you're gonna have to be constantly sanding, you don't wanna have finger fatigue here from pulling on the trigger for an extended period of time. So that's also a cool feature. As I showed before, the canister simply comes off like this, and this is gonna be a paper filter that you got inside here like this. It looks like you're probably supposed to just clean this one off because I don't see how it comes apart. So you probably would have to just kind of clean this one out and then put it back in here and work with that one. I do have the ROS65VC, and that one has a paper filter on it also, and I just kind of clean it out and put it back in the tool. So I'm assuming that this one works the same way. Tight fit there. As I said, the tool has my max speed of 1200 RPMs, and I believe this tool is 7.2 pounds, and it has a 12-foot cord, which is going to give you a whole lot of space to work with, especially if you're going to be hooking it up to something like a vacuum. It's going to be very valuable to have a cord this long. Okay, so now that we've got the tool unboxed, let's move on to the next phase where I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information on my sanding background, as well as the other sanders that I own and how I came to select this sander. So I'm a general contractor, and a lot of my previous sanding projects have involved sanding things like exterior siding, interior exposed beams, as well as kitchen cabinets. And so each one of these type of projects is a little bit different. Sanding exterior siding is going to be a little bit more involved. Then that's a scenario where you probably would want to have this type of handle attached on here. As far as doing projects like sanding exposed beams, all that work is completely done overhead, and so it's important to be able to make sure that the sander that you're going to be using is going to be efficient, because the less time that you can have your hands and arms above your head, the better for your overall comfort level. And so the final type of project that I mentioned was sanding cabinets, and this is going to be something that I've been doing recently, and that's actually the project that caused me to break down and have to go ahead and try out this sander. I did say break down. So let me go ahead and tell you guys what sanders I already have, and I have them all here with me, so I'm going to kind of bring them over here one by one so you can see each one, and we're going to line them all up here, and you can see how they stack up against each other just in the looks department. And I'll give you a little bit of my history with each one. And so we'll move this one out of the way up here, and I'll start bringing them over. Okay, so the first sander that we're going to talk about is going to be this rigid 6-inch sander. And this is the sander that I already have that is most similar in looks department to this sander. It's a bigger, heavy dutier, just overall heavier sander. So when I hold these two up, you can see the rigid is actually still heavier, but you can see just the overall style of the sander is similar. And this one has like a little bracket housing below it that helps hold the vacuum bag in place. So this is a really old sander, and I don't believe they even still make this one, but this is the first sander that I had. Let's move on to the next one. So this is the second sander that I own. This is the Bosch ROS65VC. And this, as you can tell, is like the little brother to this Bosch sander. That's two. We've got one more. Okay, and this is the Bosch DWE6423K. This is my newest sander prior to getting this one. So these are the three existing ones that I already have. As you can see, these two are very similar in size and just overall form factor. And these two are most similar, or the rigid is most similar to the Mac Daddy Bosch. Okay, so now that I've introduced all these sanders, I want to answer the question how I came to choose this particular sander and why I bought another sander after I've already got three capable sanders that all work fine. So I've been working on a kitchen project that involves sanding a gazillion-and-one pine cabinets that have tons of lacquer and old finish on them, as well as dealing with the knotty pine paneling in that same space. And this has been the most involved sanding project that I've done. And I've used all three of these sanders on that project and gotten mixed results. And so that was really the main factor that pushed me to purchasing this one. And so just so that we're on the same page, I do have one of the cabinets here and a cabinet door here that I can show you as a sample so that we're on the same page, because these are not the standard cabinets that you think of when you think of sanding cabinets. These are really old. So the door that I have with me has already been sanded, but I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page when we're talking about cabinet doors. This is really old. If I'm not mistaken, this is pine. And as you can look at it, you can see that there's still some little oil spots here, but sanding this down, this is the back side here, so you can see what it looks like. Getting these sanded down to get ready to refinish them has been a process. And if you can imagine that there's about 45 to 55 of these doors that have to be sanded, not being able to get the ideal finish on that the first time around is extremely frustrating and extremely time consuming. And so, as I said, these type of doors right here and this sanding process is what drove me to move on to this one. I tried all these out. I've been working with all of them and working through and kind of limping through the process, but I wanted to make a change to kind of help things move on smoothly, as well as ensure that I'm getting the best finish that I can get on them within reason for the price. So with that said, I will be using this sander immediately, and I will be shooting a follow-up video to let you all know how it compares against all three of these, so be on the lookout for that. When that video is posted, I will have a link to it below in the description box. Hopefully you found this unboxing informative and helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one.